All right, good morning. It is Friday, April 18th. Today is opening day of second season for Iowa turkey. Last weekend we had youth. We took Will Keeker on Saturday morning. Didn't get much footage because it was 30, well, it was actually like 27, 28, 29 degrees, somewhere in there. And little dude got cold. We had a lot of birds working, but kind of scrapped the hunt and got out of there because he couldn't feel his feet. So this morning, Callie's up to bat. You may remember her from last year, Callie Ackerman. We're going to see what we can get done this morning. There's lots of birds in the land. We just had a big thunderstorm roll through, though. It's about 4:30 in the morning right now. It had big hail and everything. Didn't really hail at my house, but it hailed just north of town. And we're going to see what that does to the birds this morning. It's still raining, so we might start off in the blind. And I would like to just be able to be mobile, especially with Callie, since she knows what she's doing, and put a move on these birds how we can. But I think the blind might be a good starting spot to stay dry, and then we'll go from there. So hang with us. Appreciate you joining in on the turkey leg of the Edge Whitetails. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Edge Whitetails. Alright, we've made our way into the blind. And I wasn't going to go to the blind. I was going to go past it and get a little further in and sit down on the ground and stay mobile. But we've still got on and off rain. And as opposed to getting soaked, we're hunkered in the blind for a little bit. We left the door open. So if we need to bail out of here, we can bail out of here really quick. But we're still in good position. I run the trail cameras year-round, my spy points, and we had birds right out in front of this blind yesterday morning, so we're in a good spot regardless. But if we want to be mobile, we've got the door open. We can slip out real quiet and move. But there's still lightning off to the east from those storms that rolled through. I just heard first gobble. We got a little bit of time yet, but Callie was just showing me the radar. There is a storm to the west of us, so we're gonna, safety will be first. If we've got to bail, we'll bail, but for now we're hunkered in, and I just heard a gobble to our southeast, so a little after 5. Got some time yet, but we're gonna stay dry in the meantime, so hang with us on this turkey episode of the Edge Whitetails. Appreciate you watching. While you're waiting for us to have some bird action, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's see if we can get it done this morning. Still riding it out. We've stayed dry though. I'm glad we decided to stop short at this blind, or we would be probably out of here already because it rained hard. But safety-wise, we've been fine. We're not really out in the open with this blind, so we're kind of tucked in a corner here in the weeds, and a couple small trees around us kind of helping protect the blind and staying dry in here, surprisingly, because this blind's quite a few years old, but Ameristep puts together a good blind, so we're staying dry. Hopefully this will pass through quick, and the birds should be good and fired up once this all passes through, so we're hanging in there. The storm has moved off to our northeast. Still seeing that lightning off to the northeast, but the rain has pretty much quit, except for what's dripping off the trees, so haven't heard one gobble since the storm moved through, but I imagine we will soon. I still think we got a pretty good shot this morning, so pretty cool footage though. So it's just now getting daylight. You can see it's still pretty dark in the blind. We've still got a light rain, and they have not gobbled. I think we did hear one gobble to the real far south after the storm moved through, but otherwise not any gobbling at all. Which I'm not a fan of. Hunting silent birds is not a ton of fun to me because you think everything's over, and then you go to move and they're right there. So hopefully, as the rain moves away, we get some to gobble to kind of have an idea where they're at. Callie and I have made a plan that we're going to sit here for a while, let everything get good and light, and then if we need to get mobile, we'll check the food plot, we'll ease over, we'll check the road, and see if we can get something going. On our spy point cameras, they've been all over in the property, so I still think we have a really good chance, but both of us had a gut feeling to just get in this blind, and I'm so grateful that we did, because we would already be on our way home for sure. It rained so hard, but we stayed nice and dry, so thank you, Ameristep. Hopefully we get something gobbling here in a little bit, and we can bring you some action. Callie really wants to lay the hammer on one just like last year, so she was the only one on the turkey series last year that killed a bird, so we're going to see if we can make that happen again. Maybe it's just a trick. I don't know. So you can probably hear it yet. We still got a light rain, and we had a lot of wind yesterday, and it's really got the birds scattered this morning. We had one gobble right by us in the dark before that storm, and I don't know where he went. He hasn't gobbled hardly, well, at all since that storm came through. So we got some birds gobbling to the northeast, and we had some birds gobbling to the south. They've since quit. The ones to the northeast, I can't tell if they're across the river or if they're on our side, but they've been active. This rain this light rain right now coming through will probably shut them off for a little bit, but we're just sitting here contemplating making a move or not. Kind of scared to get out of the blind. I think we keep talking each other out of it because we feel like as soon as we bail out of here, we're going to spook something right away that's coming in silent. So, because I've called a handful of times, and that's the thing that can happen is you've called, they're coming silently, and you try and make a move and you booger the whole thing. That's what I really dislike about rainy days, turkey hunting. I'm hoping once the rain finally stops for good, we've said that like how many times, Callie? A lot. That they'll get real active and really start gobbling a lot, but they did shortly, but now it's back to this light rain, and it may shut them off completely. It's been light now for about 45 minutes to an hour, and we may make a move here, but thought I'd give you a little update. We're going to sit tight for the moment until we talk ourselves out of it, so. Without a whitetail. That one scared Callie. She looked out the back door, and there it was. I'm surprised. It was a buck. I'm surprised that it didn't blow at us, but wind must be just right. I'm not sure where he went, but that was a rooster pheasant. There was another one right by us as well. They kind of scared us because they started fighting each other right behind us, and we thought it was turkeys. So that's what happens when you're hunting silent birds. You get spooked by everything. So wish I'd got a better footage of him because he's a really good-looking big old rooster. There you hear the one in the background. Alright, so it's a little past 7, and we were gonna make a move, and Callie slipped out of the blind. She's like, "Here, there's turkeys in that field right there." And I thought she was messing with me, naturally. And then once I got out of the blind, I could see them all up there. So they're in the neighbor's property. There's a couple big strutters, and then I think there's a bunch of jakes running around. We've been strategizing here on what to do, and I feel like those birds up in that field are pretty much untouchable at the moment. You can sit there in a situation like this and try and call them back into the woods, but with the rain just ending, I think they're going to want to be out in the open for sure. So what we're going to decide to do is head to the south, sneak up on the back edge of the food plot, and check on that, because there could be birds out in the open there too, and we'd have a lot better play on them. These ones, like in the field, they'll get out there and they'll mess around with hens till 11 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to give that a shot. We're going to make a move and see if we can bring you guys something. The weather's got these birds all stirred up. If we had just a nice clear morning, it would have been a lot different story. But high winds yesterday had them roosting in weird spots, and now overall they're silent. I haven't heard a gobble in a long time, so we're gonna make a move, see if we can get some action, and we'll bring it to you. So we've made our way really south, and there's one bird gobbling. He's on the south end of the farm, and we're gonna make sure we get across the creek here, because the creek's actually running a little high. But then we're gonna sneak down. I think I got a good idea where he's at, and see if we can make a play on him. We left those other birds, and I think this one's probably sitting out in the open field down on the bottom end. So here we go. So we made a move to the south here, and Callie thought she heard one gobble out in the field. I'm half deaf, so I'm not sure. And we had one gobbling to our southeast, but he's since gotten quiet. The woods are so open this time of year. I'm hoping that we didn't, us moving down here didn't spook him, but we're gonna call for just a little bit and see if we can get one to gobble again, and we'll go from there. Well, that ends this morning's hunt. We were on the south and ended up nothing going on down there. And I decided we were going to move back up north and make a play on those birds that were on the neighbor's field, thinking maybe they'd come back in. And I was hustling through what I've deemed the north thicket now that I have a trail cut through. And we were hustling through there pretty quick to get up maybe ahead of these birds as they would come off of that field. And there was a big old tom standing right in the trail that we were headed up. So sometimes that's the way it goes. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. So this morning we were the bug. The weather, moving around, we gave it a shot. We'll get back at it. Thanks for tuning in on episode 1. What are your thoughts, Callie?
Just, I don't know.
She's not too bummed, actually, so that just means we get to go a little bit more, right? Yeah. So we're going to call it a morning, and I thought about sneaking around after we had bumped those birds and maybe getting them going again, but I think they were pretty bumped, so we're out of here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 1 of the Turkey Leg series on the Edge Whitetails here. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. As you can see, we're still getting little spots of rain here and there, sun poking through. It's been quite a mix this morning, but hit that subscribe button. We'd be ever so appreciative. And until next time, Callie.
Get outdoors.